You are listening to Grammy's Rocket Chair on RLM Radio.
The girl of your dreams has got to be in some bar.
Sorry, boys and girls, but this is X-rated. So if you're under 18...
Get out, goddammit!
Get the point? Good.
And now?
Bend over.
Y'all ready for this?
Get it up. Get it up. I can't wait anymore.
I like to watch. Whatever you design. I know you'll like it. Do it.
We do it all night long.
And now, your host, Grammy.
Hey there, hi there, ho there, and happy Freaker Friday. Or there's someone over. Hey, Jabberwocky. How you doing, darling? Yeah, y'all are listening to Grammy's Rocket Chair here on RealLibertyMedia.com, Channel 3. Also on the RLM Spreaker channel, the RLM TuneIn radio station, the RLM Internet radio station, the RLM Radio.xyz site. And sad news, which, you know, I kind of sort of had this song or my startup song figured out before I went live, naturally. You should. But I saw that. Thank you, Jabberwocky, for sharing that news. Although, man, it's sad news. Harry Dean Stanton has passed to the great beyond. He has walked through that doorway, and he's probably hanging with my Auntie Wanda right about now, and they're probably conversing about all the weird shit we're still doing down here. And yes, I do mean down here because, yeah, this is heaven or hell. It's what you make of it, children. Where your thoughts go, that's what you get. So if you keep seeing shit, you're going to keep wallowing in shit. That's the way I roll. I tell y'all. That's the way it works. So, okay. Man. Fudd. Fudd, is my brother here? My brother's here. Hi, brother Fudd. Okay, I got to say hey over, let's see. Let me do my little path. Hi, Tom. I see you, hon. And yes, brother Fudd, I am on the radio. He has joined in. He's so silly. Okay. In any case, okay. So my brother Fudd is over here. Tom W is over here on Fakeybook, and the lovely Mary B from Down Under is over here on Fakeybook. Over here on Twitterville, I got Jabberwocky. Hey there, darling. How you doing? I also got Barman and Freedom's Network over here, and a whole bunch of other peoples over here. And thank you all for tweeting like crazy. Y'all are just awesome. Although I don't tweet a whole heck of a lot, I truly do appreciate you guys doing that, because I come in here and I scroll. That's pretty much what I do. I scroll. Oh well. I still have 359 stalkers who I have not chased anybody off. Damn, I must be losing my touch. Oh well. Over here on this Freedom's Network, I see Grimner is here. Hey, Grimmy, how you doing? Thanks, hon, for putting that out there for everyone over on the site. It's the best effing site in the whole wide world, 'cause it's the effing site. Don't you know? No, I haven't said an F-bomb yet, although I'm probably going to say lots of words that start with F. This is like Sesame Street, only adult. Or not really adult, maybe adult. Yeah, put a O in there instead of a U, because we're going to play, don't you know? Okay, over here in the corner pocket, I'm over here and I got a duck in 7,260.237 seconds. Holy smokes. That's something else, now let me tell you. Okay, JJ's is over here. Hey, JJ's, how you doing, sweetheart? I also see Dimma. Yes, Dimma, I friend me a duck. Yay, yay. Okay, I also see Kind One is over here. Hey, hi there. And, oh, that's one of the bots. Hi, bots. Fluke and bot hi, or bot he, or however you wish to say that. And now over to the RLM, which is where you need to be if you want to give me static. Because, yeah, I need lots of static, don't you know? Get off of it before you break. I know I have a tendency of breaking things, don't I? He should know. He's my brother. Okay, over here in the RLM, I see Barman right up top, who is the most splendiferous bot in the whole wide world. Just saying, 'cause, well, that's mine. Oh, what? First Amendment and boobs? What the hell? What? Panelist book. Okay. I got it. Thanks, Grim. I got to copy that link and put it over here in my Opera. 'Cause, yeah, that's a good one. Just 'cause of the title. Okay. Headline, 'cause it grabs your eyeballs and rattles them a little bit. Okay. Where was I at? Grimmy! Yeah! Grimmy, the mighty Grimner, who is the RLM god, don't you know? And the lovely Moose Girl has just joined us. Hey, Moosey. Oh, sit in a chair, not on the radio. You know, I tried sitting on the radio, but the frequency just got me all a buzz. Okay. Hey, Moosey, you gonna be hanging out this evening with Grimmy for the Freakers Ball? You know, I listen into you guys for a little while, usually while I'm puttering around and cleaning up and getting stuff ready so I can go hit the sack, but I don't chit-chat too awful much. But I do listen. I really do, for at least an hour or so. Oh, I need to start playing a little bit more, though, don't you know? I also see the lovely Kate is here. Hey, Kate, how's things? Are you still crazier than a cat covering up you-know-what? I know I have been of late, but that's okay. Keeps me, okay, it doesn't keep me out of trouble, but it makes me look busy enough to where people don't look at me and go, she's into something. She's into trouble. She's up to something. Because usually they look at me and they see me shuffling papers and it's like, I'm busy. Go away. That's how you do it. Okay, I also see Asmodeus is here. Hey, Asmo. And the lovely Beth Z is here. Hey, Beth, how's things up there in the great Nort? And BTC Bob, who is the first of the Bob twins. Do I just have Bob twins? I do just have Bob twins this evening. I also see Chalcedony is here. Uh-oh, Moosey won't be here. Uh-oh. Moose, do you have a life? What? Going to the casino? Aw, man. I have to drive like 4.5 hours to get to a place like that. Shit. Okay. Back to saying hey. Chalcedony got the O going on. Also got a double dip and a Chloe in the chat. Hey, Chloe, got an echo. Yoo-hoo. I'm here. Booyah. Yeah, $40. See, if I stick with the nickel slots and the quarter slots, it may last me a half hour. Okay, I be Don C is here, the man with the plan, and all of them little puppies. Java Doctor 2 is in the house. Hey, Java. How's that little Lily doing? I'm sure she's just precious as ever. JJ's is here. Once again, thank you, JJ's. You're the man. And thank you for the tunage this afternoon. I actually got a chance to plug in my earbud for a while and listen to some tunes. And even, I was doing the Ganja Man thing when he was playing Buffalo Soldier and then the phone rang. And it's like, ugh. Can somebody else get that? Because I really, just because I'm at work doesn't mean I have to earn my paycheck all the time. Okay, maybe my boss thinks I should. Whoops. Okay, Juana Taco. Hey, Juana Taco. Sounds lovely, but I'm having leftover roasted beast in gravy and smashed taters from my garden. Yeah. Oh, and some corn on the cob as well. Fresh picked from the garden. Don't you? Yeah, I know. I'm evil because I'm saying that to you guys, and you can't have any. Wah. Meister Bro, party. How you doing, brah? And the lovely Rain is here. Rain, I really thought I was going to have some of you falling from the sky on Wednesday, and we actually did. It was just enough to make the sidewalk look damp for about 5 minutes. In other words, it made things sticky. Thanks, Rain. Next time, a little bit more, please. Not like 5 or 6 inches at once, but, you know. Well, okay, the way women judge 5 or 6. Okay, move along. RLM Fluke is here, who is the Vanna White of the cybernetic world. Thank you once again, RLM Fluke, for all that you do with the number turning and the weather reporting and the video title with the length and stuff things. And thank you, Flukey. I see Vinny just hopped in. Hey, Vinny, how you doing? And Rob Works, who fired up that bubbler. Thank you ever so much, Rob, for that bubbler. Although I am just partaking on the cybernetic side, I truly do appreciate it. It's like I get a contact high. Tip Bob, the other half of the Bob twins, is here, as well as Trust No One, who has been paying attention to that Bitcoinage, let me tell ya. And he's doing a good job at it, too. Once again, there's Vinny. Phantom 2, the new and improved version, although I didn't know you could improve on Phantom, but who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The Phantom knows. I know it's the shadow, but it's more fun when I say Phantom. Beetle! Hi, Beetle. How's things? How's Pippi? I hope she's being good, little puppy. Dimma, my other duck friender. Hi, Dimma. How are you doing, sweetheart? And Frumpy. And yes, I am. I am Frumpy as well because I got home and I took the jeans off and I got my jammy pants on. I'll be jamming tonight, let me tell ya. Fudd, who is my eldest brother and the most awesomest eldest brother in the whole wide world. Did I make that specific enough? Gooberzilla! Goober used to share some really, really cool stuff, and I really do need to tell you, I enjoyed those videos. I didn't have much chance to do a whole lot of input in the chat earlier today, but I watched your videos, and it's like, wow. Now I just need to understand how the hell. Yes, JJ's what you hayin'? Hey, hun. How's things? I don't want to know what's up your kilt. Channeling Shatner? Possibly. Jiu-jitsu. Oh, what? Ha? Oh, Day of Reckoning. Hell on... What's that? Oh. Kim? Yeah. Yeah. He's a funny little feller, don't you think? Do I do requests? Possibly, hon. What are you requesting? Because I don't play tunage during my song because that means that I have to go in and do editing, and I'm not real good at that. Back in the days of yore, when I first started doing this, I did play music. But I played a lot of music. But then I started BSing with everybody, and it got to be fun. It got to where I did more BSing than I did playing music, so I just kind of went with that. So, oh, down your... Whew, baby. What's that? Oh, you was on the phone with your off-again, on-again wife? Vinny, hon, we don't want to know about your sex life. Darling. Damn, that's a little bit of a TMI, don't you think? Okay, Gooberzilla. Yeah, I said, hey, Jehovah won. What the heck? Are you drunk or something? Go home, dude, because you just keep going round and round in circles. Jeez, I think Jehovah One is having lots of fun with Juan. Don't you know? Okay, Kozu is in the house. Hey, Kozu, how you doing, hon? How's things down? I know where you're at, but I'm not going to say it out loud because, well, maybe you don't want people to know where you're at. I also see the lovely Miri B is here from Down Under. How are you doing? Kill the wabbit. It's a scary monster. No, it isn't. It's just a little bunny. Just a bunny. Ah! Okay. I'm practicing my mom's pterodactyl shriek. just in case you're wondering. Nelson Dubois is here. Oh, she's back in L.A.? Well, dang, Vinny. That's really long distance, hon. Okay, back to... Hi, Nansen. How you doing? Thank you for having that wonderful name that's so exercising. Nelson Dubois. Flash absolutely hates to watch me say that. Hi, Poxified. I see you hanging out, although it looks like you're away, but I'm still going to say hey. And Pawn Sauce is here. Hey, Pawn Sauce, as well as Social Security. Yeah. When you're in a society, you are secure. That's their story, and they're sticking to it. I also saw Sock Puppet was on here earlier today. Booyah, booyah. He actually has the interwebs and he has some electricity, but he also, bless his heart, has a massive boo-boo on his foot. I know it's talking to you, sweetheart. Owie, owie, owie. I have never stepped on those kind of nails, but I have stepped on nails through my inch-thick flippy flops. And it's like, That's one of those moments where you have the accident with your foot and then you prove the trickle-down theory really does exist. Yeah. It's a boo-boo. It's a massive boo-boo. Okay, who else? Where else? What was I think I said hey to everybody. Cool beans, and in 20 minutes, I am an overachiever. Don't you know? Okay, now I got to go to this one because this is one that Grimmy, did you put this in here in the RLM chat? I'm too lazy to scroll up, besides the fact that, oh wait, I saw it on Twitter too. Tunage. Female of the species. Oh. Well, I don't know that I want to listen to that. That could be a little scary. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close Twitter just because my interwebs is being just a skosh slow. Okay. I was going to go to Grimmy's, but I'm going to go to this one first. So this is over on io9.gizmodo.com. Legendary actor Harry Dean Stanton dies at 91. Passes on to the great beyond. See you, love you, bye-bye. Catch you later, sweetheart, on the flip side in the ever after. He's an instantly recognizable character whose career spanned 7 decades. Holy smokes. His career's longer than I've been. Wow. That's a really long time. He's most recently, fans enjoyed Stanton as he reprised his role as Carl Rodd, the kindly trailer park manager who returned to the new Twin Peaks. What? You put that in there, Grimmy? Well, Grim, did you wash it first? Okay. Science fiction fans probably remember him best as Brett, the cat-loving Nostromo, is that what that was? Crew member of the original Alien, which, yes, I do remember him from that. That movie just frickin' creeped me out. He was also on Gunsmoke and Rawhide, Escape from New York, Christine, Repo Man, Red Dawn, which I remember him from that one as well, Paris, Texas, Wild at Heart, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, never watched that, Big Love, and the list goes on and on and on and on. He was also in the Avengers. So, yeah, he did an awful lot of stuff. So he's really, really not gone because we have all of his work that we can relive, revisit. And he's still, so long as he's, still out there and you can still see stuff that he put out there into the ether, if you will, then he's not really gone. It's just the Meatsuit has cashed it in and said, okay, warranty expired, we're done. So he's gone on to other roles elsewhere. But it is kind of sad, in a way. Darn it all. See ya, Harry. Now I'm going to get over here to this one that Grimmy shared. Apparently, and right up top it says, the Earth is mad at Trump because Jose is expected to regain hurricane status and gun for the northeast coast. He's a gunning. That's because his name's Jose. And he's one of them there desperados. Although I do think he's drunk. Have you seen the way he's been going in circles? You know, it's like he's riding on the back of a drunk donkey or something. To hell. Or a drunk dolphin. In any case, from ZeroHedge.com, I'm done. CNN anchor is triggered after panelist proclaims love of First Amendment and boobs. Boobs! He must know Flash. Anxious to discuss POTUS Trumpelstiltskin's tweets against ESPN, the host, Jameel Hill's comments, CNN set female anchor Brooke Baldwin on the task to get to the bottom of whether Hill did anything worth being fired for, or if evil POTUS Trumpelstiltskin was trying to crush her First Amendment rights. Sweetheart, you're still on CNN, so obviously he has not crushed them. Duh. The interview started to go pear-shaped rather quickly. Why do they call it pear-shaped? I have 2 pear trees, and the pears are actually quite yummy this year. And as soon as I get done on the radio, that reminded me, I'm going to go out and pick a few. Nom, 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 nom. In any case, addressing the question of the First Amendment, Fox Sports Radio's Clay Travis said, I'm a First Amendment absolutist and believe in only 2 things completely. The First Amendment and boobs. Which seemed to trigger Baldwin as she blinked and shook her head for a few seconds as if reeling from a McGregor haymaker before asking Travis if he said boobs or booze, carefully spelling the former B-O-O-B-S. For fear of saying that unsafe word, as she reminded the panelists that she was indeed a woman. Sweetheart, oh, I'm so happy for you that you've figured that out. There are so many out there that just plain can't decide what they are gender-wise. So I'm glad that you have, of course, you were triggered into admitting it, but still, here's a little tip, darling, just in case you hadn't noticed. Guys have them too. Boobs, that is. Only with men, you know, if they're bigger, then they're called moobs. M-O-O-B-S. But all of this is pretty much BS, sweetie. Oh, I'm so shocked. Apparently, the interview went on for a few more seconds before the second panelist, former ESPN editor Keith Reed, and self-proclaimed friend of Jameel, was asked to join in, and he also could not get past Travis's comment. You don't love boobs too? Asked Travis. Well, I'm not talking about that on television because it's irrelevant to the topic. It shouldn't be brought up here, said Reed. And why not? Asked Travis. To which the response was, I am a supporter of women in all careers. I am a supporter and a stark supporter of women like Brooke, who have shared the airwaves before. Okay, if you are a women's supporter and a stark women's supporter, does that mean your hands are boobs? Because you're supporting the girls? Is that how that works? I'm a staunch supporter of women. Okay. Eventually, as the Daily Caller details, Baldwin had had enough. I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm done. This conversation is over. It's like totally over. Because, like, even though the camera is, like, focused in on my face and my beautiful blonde hair, y'all are staring at my boobs. And I just can't deal with it. Apparently, just like that, we all forgot that we were talking about, and distractions ensure Jameel Hill keeps her job. Ah, well, so, What's this about First Amendment? You know, First Amendment is not there for things that make you comfortable and give you that ever so warm and fuzzy feeling. First Amendment is also to protect the speech that you find extremely uncomfortable or completely reprehensible. Honey, just saying. But then again, y'all seem to have issues with remembering just exactly what the First Amendment's supposed to stand for. And speaking of things that if you girls are perky, you don't need a bra, and therefore you don't need them men being staunch supporters of the girls. Oh, Lord. That's just entirely too funny. Am I evil because I laugh at her? It is to laugh. You are so funny. You are so self-important, my dear. There you go. Boobs! There you go, Grim. Oh. Wow. Sex bots. Ma'am, what? Holy crow. Men has, yes, JJ's, men has boobs. They're called moobs. Knockers. Oh. Over the shoulder boulder the holders. That's what we called bras. Except for those that don't have boulders. They just have little pebble. Some only have peach pits. But, it's not necessarily what you got. It's how you work it. Work it, work it, work it. Hi, beams. Headlights. Okay, come on, guys. Let's hear some more. Oh, my goodness. They are so funny, rascal. Yes, they are. I know you're helping me. Honkers. Yeah. And, yeah. Okay, guys, just a quick tip, from me. When you're playing, you really don't have to try and tune in Tokyo, because that tends to get a little tender after a while. Just a little tip, okay? And they're also called sweater puppies. Just throwing that out there. As well as, look, they have pop-up timers. It's cold outside. Oh, that was just so fun. Now I have to go and find something that's rather sedate. Or not. Okay. Let's see. Where do I want to go? I have so many. Oh, yes. I got to. Because wow. If this does not let you know that they are all piss poor B actors on a stage, every damn one of them, and that they just play the roles that they are assigned. Some of them are very good at it, some of them totally suck at it. But this is from the dailymail.co.uk. We all know what happened, Hillary. You're a loser. Now get over it and give the rest of us a break. By Piers Morgan for Mail Online. Really, Piers? You were such an asshat when you were over here, and once you go across the pond, all of a sudden you write something that, well, okay, I can't just go by the headline, because I've been busted by headlines before. So, What Happened is the title of Shitlery's new 464-page book. How many of those are pictures that you can color in? That's what I want to know, because I saw Dangleberry's memoirs, and it was 50 blank pages. Because, well, yeah. I see you, Vinny. I see you tuned in. That's right. Daddy never sleeps at night. Oh, y'all are just so funny. Oh, yeah, Mama's got a squeeze box she wears on the chest, and when Dad... Okay, come on. I'm going to go back to Shitlery. So, the answer, as it transpires, is the most whiny, self-pitying, deluded load of literary claptrap written since Kim Kardashian's "I was empowering women's defense for posting naked bird-flipping selfies." I am so glad I didn't see those. Ew. What is the deal with Kim Kardashian? I seriously do not see. Nah. Oh well, by the time I'd finished wading through Shitlery's absurdly self-indulgent tomb, I felt like I've been lowered into a large vat of violently indignant, furiously self-justifying, boiling mad spittle. Oh. What? Benny? Damn it. No more adjusting the volume. Damn it all. You Gomer butt. Roller gals. Roller gals are wicked. I have been to a roller derby a couple of times, actually, out in Denver. And damn, of course, that's a way cool place to go because it doesn't have like a barrier between the gals and the audience. You know, you're just sitting there in chairs, and if you get front row, you're like, booyah, I got front row, until you see the roller derby gals coming right at you. It's not 3D. It's right at you. And wow. It is fun, though. I do enjoy that. Okay. Back to my article. So, apparently, this is the tormented, tragic work of a spurned woman who never thought she could possibly lose to the Trumpelstiltskin, a man she considered her inferior opponent in every possible way. In every possible way. You know, it makes you feel like you want to say that in a rather boisterous way. You want to do that to Kim? Okay, you go ahead and do that to Kim Kardashian. Ew. Whatever trips trigger, Vinny. Wow. Okay. Where was I at? Okay. Oh, and she considered him inferior not only from intellect and political experience, but also to credibility and popularity. Sweetheart, did you not ever see his stupid TV show? You're fired. How many freaking viewers? I've never seen it, but I've heard about it. I've seen shit on Fakeybook about it. I don't think I've even watched any YouTube things about it. Ooh. And you know what? There's videos attached to this, and hundreds turn out for Shitlery's book signing. And oh God, she did a shoulder shake. It's like, oh, sweetie, don't be shimmying. Oh God, Pfui Divel. Oy, that's just nasty. But apparently, hundreds showed up because that's all they could afford to pay to show up and act all thrilled and actually be willing to touch the old hag. Ugh. Oh well. Such was Shitlery's self-confidence she would win, because it was her turn, damn it. It emerged this week that she even paid $1.6 million for the property next door to her home, to her house, to house her Secret Service detail once she was selected. Yeah, and you were so poor when Slick Willie got out of the White House. You were just absolutely destitute, and yet you bought a $1.6 million property. Oh, that's right, Haiti and the Clinton Foundation. Never mind. Yet she lost. Let's hear a big for poor Shitlery. The reasons for this have been raked over so voraciously since last November that there's nothing new left to say, and yet we're still talking about it. Why? Because it's like, nanny, nanny, boo, boo, stick your head in dog do. Oh well, it hasn't stopped Shitlery from saying it over and over again, page after page, chapter after chapter, moan after moan. Woe is me. Oh, shut up already, woman. It's not so much a book as an elongated case for the defense of abject failure, presented by a lawyer who just lost a slam dunk court battle with no good lawyer should ever have lost. Of course, she is not a good lawyer. And didn't she get disbarred during the Watergate thing? I'm thinking she did. I know she got fired over that whole debacle. Readers are left in absolutely no doubt who's to blame, and it's most definitely not Shitlery Rottenham Clinton. Oh no. She's absolutely the last name on the list of culprits for the most humiliating beatdown in U.S. political history. Yeah, sweetheart, you know, that's like, who was it that lost to Ronnie Reagan? Okay, you had an actor that played cohort to a chimp that beat ya. And now Shitlery has lost to the Trumples. Wow. Wow. Apparently the list of people and entities that Shitlery does blame is so long, it's frankly laughable. And it was James Comey's fault. Really, it was. If not for the dramatic intervention of the FBI director in the final days, she wails, we would have won the White House. No. The dramatic intervention that he did was to say, she didn't intend. And, you know, we just kind of she just didn't understand. How many times have y'all been told ignorance of the law is no excuse? I've been told it a time or two. And who was she? The Secretary of State? Yeah, you'd have thought she would have known. Apparently it was Vladimir Putin's fault for waging a personal vendetta against her. Why? Why did he have a personal vendetta against her? Because he had to look at her. And he thought, I cannot do 4 years of looking at this thing and shaking its hand. Okay, that makes sense. Russia did it. I never imagined that he would have the audacity to launch such a massive covert attack against our own democracy. Right under our noses. And that he'd get away with it. Yeah, if it helps you sleep at night. You spawn of Satan. It was odious hypocrite Julian Assange's fault for supposedly aiding and abetting Putin because he gave her the dirt. You know, hon, if you don't have dirt under your fingernails, you don't have to worry about looking at them and hoping nobody sees them. She says of the WikiLeaks founder, I had to face not just one America-bashing misogynist. Is that how you say that? Misogynist. I've pronounced phonetically. I haven't been reading for very long. Well, really, it's only been about 50-some years. But misogynist. There you go. Yeah, spell it out, Grams. Yeah, she had to deal with 3 of them. I'd have to get by Putin and Assange as well. And the Trumples. It was Barack Obama's fault. No, honey, if it was his fault, it's because he gave you the kiss of death when he said you should vote for Shitlery. Because seriously, everybody was going, oh no. No, we can't listen to this dumbass one more time. I mean, have you not looking at his track record? Seriously? He's just kind of scary. Okay, what is this minds thing that that you guys are sharing. I peeked over here. Confused? Oh. Okay, I'm going to go back to this. So, apparently it was Dangleberry's fault, because I do wonder sometimes about what would have happened if POTUS Dangleberry had made a televised address to the nation in the fall of 2016, warning that our democracy was under attack, she snarls. Maybe more Americans would have woken up to the threat at the time. Oh no, honey, they're still sleeping. I can hear them snoring. Of course, it's, they're breathing through their backsides, but it's got an noxious aroma to it as well. She also slams Dangleberry for telling her to lay off Bernie Sanders. I felt like I was in a straitjacket, probably because the real Hillary Clinton was in a straitjacket, because, honey, you're just a little... It was Sanders' fault for resorting to innuendo and impugning my character. Oh, sweetheart, nobody had to impugn your character. It was there for all the world to see. His attacks caused lasting damage, making it harder to unify progressives in the general election and paving the way for Trump's crooked Hillary campaign. Well, no, you made that entirely too easy for Trumples. I mean, you just can't make that shit up. You just laid it out there for all the world to see, and we just kind of went, oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Of course, it was also Sanders' supporters' fault for harassing my supporters online with attacks that were ugly and more than a little sexist. More than a little? That's like this morning on the radio when I was driving into work and I heard a partial explosion in the subway or in the tube or whatever the underground, whatever they call in London. It was a partial explosion. Okay, either it went pop or boom or something, or it didn't. There's no such critter as a partial explosion. It's kind of like saying, I'm partially pregnant. How are you partially pregnant, hon? You just eat a whole hell of a lot and you got a big old honking beer belly, and so you're partially pregnant because you're eating for two even though there's only one of you? Is that how partial pregnancy works? Yeah. Man, they have... Wow. Oh, and it's the GOP leader Mitch McConnell's fault for putting partisanship ahead of national security, because McConnell knew better, but he did it anyway. Yeah, well, you knew better on a lot of things too, honey, and yet you did it anyway because you could. It was a lamestream media's fault because, well, this one's going to be really hard to spit out because it's like, are you kidding me? Many in the political media can't bear to face their own role in helping select the Trumples, she fumed. From providing him free airtime to give my emails 3 times more coverage than all the issues affecting people's lives combined. Your email, sweetheart, affected an awful lot of people's lives. It affected them so much that they no longer are inhabiting a meat suit. So, yeah, that was pertinent information. And they were giving Trumples airtime because they were bashing him and poking fun at him, but the rest of us were going, you just keep feeding us this shit. Thank you. We'll pick out the kernels out of all that chaff you're throwing out there. In particular, she says it was the New York Times' fault for reporting on her emails in such a relentless way that it affected the outcome of the election. That is true, Moosey. They are okay, here we go with the F-bomb, because I gotta read Moosey's verbatim. Bunch of fucking crybabies in D.C. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. It was a Today Show host Matt Lauer's fault for grilling her during an NBC presidential debate about her emails to the extent she was ticked off and almost physically sick. Yeah, she was almost physically sick, keeping herself from giving him a hug around the neck on live TV. That's what made her sick. And the only reason Lauer backed off is because he saw his own tombstone and he went, I better shut it down now. People that piss off Shitlery have a tendency to suffer from a terminal case of Arkansas. It was Fox News' fault for turning politics into an evidence-free zone of seething resentment. Faux news? Really? Okay. It was the Green Party candidate Jill Stein's fault because she was another female, so I couldn't run on the whole, don't you think it's time to have a woman president? How else do you think Dangleberry got elected? Selected. Yeah, it was selection. Shitlery, you just pissed off the wrong people. They knew you were a loser. And they went, no, we can't keep up this charade anymore. She's done. We're going to go with the goofball with the orange Oompa Loompa hair and skin. There was more than enough Stein voters to swing the results, just like Ralph Nader did in Florida and New Hampshire in 2000. Yeah, you go ahead and blame it on her. Because she didn't step aside. Yeah. It was men's fault. Those sexist, misogyny. There you go. I'll get it spit out. Sexism and misogyny played a role in the selection. Exhibit A is a flagrant sexist candidate won. Okay, y'all were playing that flagrant sexist candidate shit to who laid a chunk. You really were. And I'm not saying he's not. But seriously, you couldn't find something more recent than like 20 years ago that he said amongst a bunch of men in private, or a couple of times where there was a lot of banter. How many guys don't say shit like that? That doesn't excuse it, but that's not a reason to say that Shitlery should have won instead of him, because she's done an awful lot worse. It's women's fault, especially those who joined anti-Trump marches after he won. How's it their fault? I couldn't help but ask where those feelings of solidarity and outrage and passion had been during the election. Honey, they were for someone else. They weren't for you because, well, you outraged them and they were passionately opposed to you getting in there. It was white people's fault because they have privilege. And Trumples was quite successful in referencing a nostalgia that would give hope, settle grievances for millions of people who were upset about gains that were made by others. Millions of white people. Wow. Talk about being a racist and a sexist. Jeez, woman. Hooty doody waddy moosey? Oh. Ew. Ooh. Okay. Let's see, where else was it? Oh, it was the black people's fault too, because, especially Black Lives Matters protesters who questioned her commitment to their cause and heckled her at events. Honey. It was also former VP Joe Biden's fault. Yeah, the dumber brother of Walter, Jeff Dunham's smarter half as well. Yeah. What did Uncle Joe do? Oh, because he was saying the Democratic Party did not talk about what it always stood for in the campaign, which was how to maintain a burgeoning middle class. Oh, we don't have a burgeoning middle class. We don't have a middle class. I find this fairly remarkable, considering Joe himself campaigned for me all over the Midwest and talked plenty about the middle class. Okay, honey, there was another kiss of death. Because you come all over the Midwest, seriously, people out here look at Uncle Joe, and we want to take that 12 gauge that he tells women that they need to have. We want to take that to him. Not in a nice way. Apparently it was also Uma Abedin's husband, Anthony Weiner's fault for the teenage sexting scandal that blew up just before Selection Day, forcing the emails back into public focus. Okay. Wow. It was the godforsaken Electoral College's fault because you were the people that said we must have the Electoral College. It must be decided by the Electoral College. But so that just means that her 3 million popular vote gap was meaningless, even though, they pretty much figured out that 3 million popular vote gap was bogus. Finally, it was history's fault. History? Oh, this I got to hear. The problem started with history. It was exceedingly difficult for either party to hold onto the White House for more than 8 years in a row. You could have made the difference, but no. No, you're known for your Arkansas. Basically, Shitlery asks herself, what makes me such a lightning rod for fury? I'm at a loss. Oh, where do we start? The truth is that everyone knows exactly what happened. Shitlery ran a diabolically elitist and blinkered campaign that basically boiled down to this mantra. Trump's disgusting. His supporters are a basket of deplorable idiots. I'm a brilliant woman. My husband used to be president. I have lots of rich, famous friends, so vote for me. As sales pitches go, this was right up there with Pepsi trying to convince us Kendall Jenner could end all America's racial tensions by handing out cola to cops at protest marches. Yeah, right. American didn't vote for Hillary because they didn't like what she represents and rejected her vague, unimaginative vision for the country. That's because she is rather vague about anything except for wanting to remove obstacles. It's as simple as that, and to pretend otherwise is to ignore the harsh, cold reality that the most qualified candidate in history lost to the least qualified candidate in history. Which makes me chuckle. A lot. Hillary is doing herself no favors with this prolonged, agonizing loser tour. Thank you, Piers, for that. Who are you? Have aliens kidnapped the one that was over here? Goes on to say, in fact, with every new appearance she makes to complain ever more bitterly about the unfairness of her defeat, and to blame an even longer list of people than herself, she is further diminished. More worryingly for the Democrats, what she's doing is causing huge damage to the party's chances of rebounding from the catastrophe of last November. Oh, I think the whole system is being totally damaged by this. The system is crumbling. The mortar has fallen out between the bricks, and there's quite a few loose bricks. Shitlery has become a walking, whining byword for political disaster and carries with her an overpowering stench of electoral death. Actually, it's not electoral death, honey. That's all of the Arkancides that follow her. This book is utterly pointless. Nobody wants to hear any more about what happened. It happened. We all know why. Period. End of discussion. Now please, Shitlery, for the love of God, just accept you blew it and shut up before you take your party down with you. Too late. Too late, Piers. She already done that. Goners. They just haven't realized it yet, which, basically death throes is kind of a scary place for them to be. Because caged animals and death throes are not necessarily a place you wish to be close to. Welcome back, Vinny. And yes, Rob Works, I agree with that. The establishment always wins and the people always lose. Until. Yep, her story. Okay. Shitlery. You are a funny. Hi, TD. I see you, sweetheart. Over here on this effing site. How's things in your world, hon? I hope they're pleasant for you. It is to laugh, Miss Shitlery. It is to laugh. 'Cause you are just nuts. Just nuts. They should have let her just gracefully fade away. Okay. Where else do I want to... Oh, I want to put this over here on FakeyBook as well. Oh, she does not realize that when you point the finger of blame, you got 3 of them pointing right back at you. So every finger of blame you point at someone else is just... Multiply that by 3. That's how many times it's your fault. Your fault. Crazy woman. Crazy. Oh, well. Nah, I'm going to go look in my pocket because I do have a few other things. Metal! I see Mental Pancakes is online. Hey, Cakes! I don't know if you're listening yet, but hey. Hey. Okay, one of my brothers shared this earlier today. It's over on npr.org. The two-way. I needed a drink real quick. So, 50 years ago, sugar industry quietly paid scientists to point blame at fat. Once again, we got that finger of blame getting out there and not remembering that 3 are pointing right back at it. In the 1960s, the sugar industry funded research that downplayed the risks of sugar and highlighted the hazards of fat. This is according to a newly published article in JAMA Internal Medicine. The article draws on internal documents to show that the industry group called the Sugar Research Foundation wanted to refute concerns about sugar's possible role in heart disease. The SRF then sponsored research by Harvard scientists, those ivory tower denizens that just plain can't be bought off, above board, that did just that. The result was published in the New England Journal of Medicine in 1967 with no disclosure of the sugar industry funding. Shock! The sugar-funded project in question was a literature review examining a variety of studies and experiments. It suggested there were major problems with all the studies that implicated sugar. Though there's problems with those guys. We're going to have to shut them up. And it concluded that cutting fat out of the American diets was the best way to address coronary heart disease. Yeah. Authors of the new article say that for the past 5 decades, the sugar industry has been attempting to influence scientific debate over the relative risks of sugar and fat. It was a very smart thing the sugar industry did, because review papers, especially if you get them published in a very prominent journal, tend to shape the overall scientific discussion. That's from co-author Stanton Glantz. That's what he told the New York Times. You know, money is on the line here. And in the article published on Monday, authors Glantz, Kristen Kearns, and Laura Schmidt aren't trying to make a case for a link between sugar and coronary heart disease. Their interest is in the process. They say the documents reveal the sugar industry attempting to influence scientific inquiry and debate. But any real scientist worth their salt will tell you that the mere fact that you're observing it influences the results on the quantum level. Apparently, the researchers note that they worked under some limitations. We could not interview key actors involved in the historical episode because they've died. Ah. Other organizations were also advocating concerns about fat, they note. So, well, you know, little Johnny says it's so it must be true. You know, it's kind of like when I would tell Mom, I want to go do that. Well, why do you want to do this? Well, because so-and-so is doing it. Well, just because so-and-so jumps off a bridge doesn't mean you have to. Same principle applies here. Apparently, there's no evidence that the SRF directly edited the manuscript published by the Harvard scientists in 1967. Note how they word that sentence. There is no evidence that the SRF directly edited the manuscript. No, because it was written by Harvard scientists. Plausible deniability. But there is circumstantial evidence that the interests of the sugar lobby shaped the conclusions of the review. For one thing, there's motivation and intent. In 1954, the researchers note, the president of the SRF gave a speech describing the great business opportunity. If Americans could be persuaded to eat a lower fat diet for the sake of their health, they would need to replace that fat with something else. Wink, wink. America's per capita sugar consumption could go up by 1/3. But in the 60s, the SRF became aware of flowing reports that sugar is a less desirable dietary source of calories than other carbohydrates. As John Hickson's SRF vice president and director of research put in one document, he recommended that the industry fund its own studies. Then we can publish the data and refute our detractors. See, they've been using this ploy for years, and if it works, why stop using it? The next year, after several scientific articles were published suggesting a link between sucrose and coronary heart disease, the SRF approved a literature review project. It wound up paying approximately $50,000 in today's dollars for the research, which is just a paltry sum for them. One of the researchers was the chairman of Harvard's Public Health Nutrition Department and an ad hoc member of SRF's board. Oh, no conflict of interest there. Glantz, Kearns, and Schmidt say that many of the articles examined in the review were hand-selected by SRF, and it was implied that the sugar industry would expect them to be critiqued. In a letter, SRF's Hickson said that the organization's particular interest was in evaluating studies focused on carbohydrates in the form of sucrose. We are well aware, one of the scientists replied, and we'll cover this as well as we can. The project wound up taking longer than expected because more and more studies were being released that suggested sugar might be linked to coronary heart disease. But it was finally published in 1967. Hickson was certainly happy with the results. Let me assure you, this is quite what we had in mind. We look forward to its appearance in print, he told one of the scientists. The review minimized the significance of research that suggested sugar could play a role in coronary heart disease. In some cases, the scientist's alleged investigator incompetence or flawed methodology. That's y'all need to edit that because that how about investigating? And you know, people always say there's only one of me. What can one person do? What can one review do in 1967? What can one do? Another little sign here that just one can make a big difference. It is always appropriate to question the validity of individual studies, Kearns told Bloomberg via email. But she says the authors applied a different standard to different studies, looking very critically at research that implicated sugar and ignoring problems with studies that found dangers in fat. Epidemiological studies of sugar consumption, which look at patterns of health and disease in the real world, were dismissed for having too many possible factors getting in the way. Experimental studies were dismissed for being too dissimilar to real life. One study that found a health benefit when people ate less sugar and more vegetables was dismissed because that dietary change was not feasible. Really? I eat more vegetables than sugar. Another study in which rats were given a diet low in fat and high in sugar was rejected because such diets are rarely consumed by man in 1967. The Harvard researchers then turned to studies that examined risks of fat, which include the same kind of epidemiological studies they had dismissed when it came to sugar. Citing few study characteristics and no quantitative results, as Kearns, Glantz, and Schmidt put it, they concluded that cutting out fats was no doubt the best dietary intervention to prevent coronary heart disease. In a statement, the Sugar Association, which evolved out of SRF, said it is challenging to comment on events from so long ago. Oh, I understand. I truly do understand that little comment right there. It's also equally challenging for people to understand that 100 years ago, 200 years ago, people had different mindsets. People had different ways of looking at things. People didn't have some of the information that we have so readily accessible now. And so therefore, some things happened that as we look back 100 or 200 or 400 or 1,000 years, they seem reprehensible to our eyes. And yet, if our species survives, and they look back on us from 100 years, or 500 years, or 1,000 years, how reprehensible do you think they'll see us? That's something to ponder as well. We acknowledge that the Sugar Research Foundation should have exercised greater transparency in all of its research activities. However, when the studies in question were published, funding disclosures and transparency standards were not the norm, as they are today. Yeah, we didn't have to let people know that we were having a very biased study published. We didn't have to let you know that. Nowadays, people dig. And if we don't tell them, we get called out on it, and then we look even worse. Generally speaking, it is not only unfortunate, but a disservice to that industry-funded research, and to brand it as tainted, the statement continues. What is often missing from the dialogue is that industry-funded research has been informative in addressing key issues. The documents in question are 5 decades old. Oh, that Constitution, that old thing. Why, it's a couple 100 years old. It doesn't make any difference. But the larger issue is of the moment. As Marion Nessel notes in the commentary in the same issue of JAMA International Medicine. Is it really true that food companies deliberately set out to manipulate research in their favor? Yes, it is, and the practice continues. In 2015, the New York Times obtained emails revealing Coca-Cola's cozy relationship with sponsored researchers who were conducting studies aimed at minimizing the effects of sugary drinks on obesity. Even more recently, the Associated Press obtained emails showing how a candy trade association funded and influenced studies to show that children who eat sweets have healthier body weights than those who do not. As for the article authors who dug into the documents around this funding, they offer 2 suggestions for the future. Policy-making committees. Oh, there you go. Let's have a committee. They should consider giving less weight to food industry-funded studies. Okay, I do agree with that, but once you have a committee, you better figure it's going to take 15 times longer than it would if you just had, some intrepid Jimmy Olsen reporter that started digging. They also called for new research into any ties between added sugars and coronary heart disease, such as corn syrup, processed white sugar. Oh, the list goes on and on and on. Oh. Wow. Dang, Kate. Okay, bad fats. Bad fats. Actually, reduced fats, possibly, but it's cholesterol. It's the cholesterol drugs. Those things that are supposed to lower your cholesterol levels. They are finding. Of course, these are studies. God only knows, but I still ain't taking no damn statin drugs. But cholesterol, your brain is like 67% cholesterol. So you need that cholesterol. You need that the HDL fats. I was told HDL because it's happy fats. That's how I was told to look at that. So, yes, the reduced fat diet is not necessarily good for you. Yeah, processed sugar and fake sugar. Oh my God, yeah. Saccharin, that is some nasty, nasty juju. Nasty juju. My mother used to have saccharin tablets. I think she actually still has a bottle of them. But my brothers, when I was little, told me, here, this is like those sugar cubes, only a lot more sweeter. You know, that's the way we talked when we were 5, 6, 7 years old. But I tried a saccharin tablet because they told me it's really, really good. And I puked right away. All over the kitchen floor. It was not cool. Oh, I love honey. I do love honey. And the Wimmy Diddle's coming up in 2 weeks. 2 weeks? End of the month. Wimmy Diddle's coming up in the end of the month. And there's going to be lots of local honey vendors with raw honey. And you bet your sweet ass I'm going to be buying me some honey. Yum, nom, 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 nom. And they're wonderful people that make goat's milk lotions and olive oil lotions and all kind of other fun stuff like that. So I don't have to worry about making them myself because I can help other people who are doing all that wonderful stuff. And yeah, don't do any of that margarine. You must have real butter. Butter. So, real butter on taters and corn, real corn, not that fake shit. Okay, I need to put this over here on the effing site real quick. And then I need to go and see, dang, it's already after 7 my time. I need to check and see let me find what's going on over on the pig. Because I have not been to the pig today, and I need to see what happened this date in history. And we'll do some chocolate. I watched a video the other day, on Twitter, no less, that was about people on Ivory Coast that were harvesting cocoa beans. And it was about the wage gap discrepancy in third world countries. But I was watching this, and these guys harvest cocoa beans. They dry it, they sell it on the market, and they have never had chocolate. And so there was a gentleman that was interviewing them and gave them chocolate. You know, like brought a chocolate bar. And they were like, ooh, sweet. Which I'm really not so much on the sweet chocolate anymore. I used to be quite the milk chocolate fan. Occasionally, I still like my milk chocolate. But I really do prefer... I like my dark chocolate. I like white chocolate. I like... it's chocolate. So that's pretty much. But I just... that was just amazing to me that these people... They grow this and they harvest it and they sell it and they've never had the end product. It just amazed me. So it's like, wow. And watching them try chocolate for the first time, it was like I was needing chocolate. Nom, 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 nom. I do like chocolate. Chocolate. So, okay. Back to my pocket real quick, just to see what I need to... Okay, I got one more funny one that I'm gonna do this evening. But first, I gotta get to the pig, so I don't miss out on it. Thank you, Hambo and Porcus, for your wonderful contributions over there on the pig. You guys do an absolutely amazing job. I truly do appreciate it. I do every once in a while get a chance to go over there. But sometimes your pick of the day I can't open at work. Go figure. Okay. This fits nicely with the article earlier. Yes, Chloe, chocolate rules. Yeah, it does. What's few non-functional sperm cells? Oh, okay. What was that? Okay. ADT. Woo. Yeah, ignore the gangs and yeah. Isn't that crazy? Instead of dealing with the actual problem, people would much rather pay someone else to maybe keep them from having to deal with a symptom of the problem. It just doesn't make any sense. Okay. No, walking or riding a bike is not a crime. But if you see the young lady in the image as well, then you see why he's smiling. Okay. The word of the day, museum. It is a repository of our cultural heritage that contains artifacts from moments in our past that we should know but never took the time to learn. Because public education and all, don't you know? In the quotable quotes section, Christmas is the time when kids tell Santa what they want and adults pay for it. Deficits are when adults tell government what they want and their kids pay for it. Richard Lamb. Oh, that just totally sucks. I saw a meme earlier today. You know, if you could believe in Santa Claus for 7 or 8 years, why is it so difficult to take 5 minutes to believe in yourself? That was a good meme. That's still a very good meme. Why can't you take 5 minutes to believe in yourself? I believe. So, scrolling on down. Wow, that's a long one. Okay. Okay, what's this? A Navy man temporarily stationed in Sweden wrote to his wife in the States to please send him a harmonica to occupy his free time and keep his mind off the local women. The wife complied and sent the best one she could find, along with several dozen lesson and music books. Rotated back home, he rushed to their home and through the front door. "Oh, darling," he gushed, "come here, let me look at you. Let me hold you. Let's have a fine dinner out. Then be together all night. I've missed your lovin' so much." The wife, keeping her distance, said, "All in good time, lover. First, let's hear you play that harmonica." Flasher! You're the one that likes to play the harmonica. So, is that why? Okay, moving along. Circles, I'm sure that's not. Okay, this date in history, the 15th of September, 1830. A slow-footed, even slower-witted Brit, William Huskisson, is mesmerized by the choo-choo. Becomes first person to be run over by a train. Oops. This date in history, the 15th of September, 1940. King of the sports clinches, Merlin Olsen, LA Rams, is born. He would have gone much farther if they hadn't stopped him. Really? And lastly, this date in history, the 15th of September, 1982. Gannett Co. Inc. shows sense of humor when it publishes the first issue of USA Today. So that's what happened this date in history, according to those wacky guys over on The Pig. Now, academia strikes again. Gotta love 'em. This is in the dailymail.co.uk. Boys are better at physics because they can projectile pee up walls, claims controversial academics. Projectile pee up walls. My granddaughter used to be able to do that. Boys apparently have a natural advantage at physics because of their ability to pee up walls. helps him understand projectile motion, academics have controversially claimed. Okay. So-called playful urination practices, aka writing your name in the snow even when there's no snow, you're standing over the toilet and mom is standing behind you with her foot tapping, getting ready to shove your head in the toilet, because no, it's not going to be pee water because you've hit everywhere but the toilet. Yeah, right. They're much better at physics. Uh-huh. They're really good at breathing underwater too because mom shoved their head in the toilet. So-called playful urination practices gives them a head up or a head start over girls in grasping this crucial aspect of the secondary curriculum from a young age. By the age of 14, they will have had the opportunity to play with projectile motion around 10,000 times, based on urinating 5 times a day. Wow. Wow. I am so glad this was done in the UK, so I don't feel so bad. Man, even y'all do some really strange ass shit over there. Wonder how much money they got paid to do that one. In any case, as a result, physics lessons should initially focus on topics such as energy conservation rather than Newton's equations of motion to prevent girls from being disadvantaged. The demands have been made by 3 academics, including Anna Wilson, a research fellow at Abertay University in Dundee, in an article penned for the Times Educational Supplement. The claims were branded as frankly redunculous and ridiculous by education experts yesterday. Okay. The researchers said there was strong evidence for the widespread nature of certain kinds of pee-based game playing among young and not so young boys. Yeah, like the whole Polish shower thing, pee into a fan. They also analyzed the types of physics exam questions that girls generally do worse in than boys, and discovered that projectile motion caused the largest gaps in performance. Also has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that women think, okay, you don't have visuals. This is 6 inches. But moving along. Only around 1/3 of girls correctly answered some of these questions compared to 2/3 of boys. It has obviously been suggested that differences between boys and girls' participation in physical sports is a factor in the performance gap. Okay. But academics argue that playful urination practices, from seeing how high you can pee to games such as pee ball, where men compete using their urine to destroy a ball placed in a urinal, may give boys an advantage over girls when it comes to physics. Okay, y'all, we understand other laws of physics, like, we can be out peeing outside and headlights flash in the distance. We can cut it off like that. Tell me that ain't physics. And we can write in the snow. It just has to be cursive. And we have to hold our... Okay. They said that boys are trained to pee into toilet bowls with floating targets. My brothers weren't. Well, except for maybe floaters. That's a huge variety of which can be bought on... Oh, there is a huge variety of which can be bought on Amazon. I am not washing those toys. The Amsterdam airport famously cleans up its urinals by encouraging men to hit flies etched next to the drain. And pee ball is now a worldwide phenomenon. Wow. Seriously? Alrighty. Meanwhile, YouTube videos explain how to write your name in the snow with your pee, and the post-match celebration peeing antics of sportsmen are widely reported in the media. Indeed, the very notion of peeing contest, furthest, highest, most precisely aimed, is a deeply embedded part of some cultures. Once again, explain to me how two heads are better than one. The authors, two of whom are the parents of sons, added, this self-directed, hands-on, intrinsically and sometimes extrinsically and socially rewarding activity must have a huge potential contribution to learning, resulting in a deep embodied material knowledge of projectile motion that's simply not accessible to girls. You know, maybe if you ever stop to think that maybe girls, have other things on their mind besides peeing contests. Transfer of this understanding to typical contextualized questions in mechanics curricula is not likely to be difficult either. As mentioned above, the favorite scenarios for projectile motion exercises are often aiming a ball or a cannon and involve drawing a trajectory line that must recall those sparkling arcs of urine. Physics curriculums in secondary schools often use projectile motion as an entry point for most sophisticated mechanics concepts such as force, energy, and momentum. Researchers wrote, however, we can make a change. It's not necessary for physics curriculum to begin with projectile motion. There's nothing wrong with it beginning with projectile motion. What you guys need to realize is there are basic physiological differences between a boy's brain and a girl's brain. Period. They're just different. It's not a bad thing. They're just different. And maybe this is one of the ways where pissing contests, that's a boy brain thing. Apparently, other topics such as energy conservation, which is more central to physics, could be taught first instead. Well, like I'm going to ever take physics anyway. They acknowledge that some people won't take us seriously. Indeed, we might even be accused of taking the pee. Okay. But they insisted that they were making a serious point, as girls are already at a cultural disadvantage in a traditionally male-dominated subject. There you go, finding another excuse to say that girls are at a cultural disadvantage. Why must you do this shit? Or piss, however you want to put it. Anna Wilson, who gained a PhD in education at the University of Stirling, is also an adjunct professor at the Australian National University, and her colleagues are Dr. Kate Wilson, a senior lecturer at the School of Engineering and Information Technology and the Learning and Teaching Group at the University of New South Wales, Canberra. Dr. David Lowe is an honorary lecturer in the School of Physics, Environmental and Mathematical Sciences at University in New South Wales, Canberra. Professor Alan Smithers is the director of the Centre for Education and Employment Research at Buckingham University, and he said yesterday that the academics have put their finger on an important problem. There are too few women in the sciences and engineering. There. Peeing has very little to do with it. And he goes on to say, but their explanation is frankly ridiculous. Where is the actual evidence on this shit? Males are more attracted to the physical sciences, maths, and engineering because on average they have higher spatial and numerical abilities than do females. Physiological differences. Okay. Well, boys, get into a pissing match. There you go. Catherine? Which Catherine is sending me a message? Thank you, Catherine. So. Hi, Sock Puppet! How are you doing, sweetheart? I'm so glad to see you. Yay, Sock! I'm so glad you survived, honey. Okay, just a sec. How's your foot doing? I'm sure it's talking to you. I'm sure it's not really pleased. Darn it all. Darn it, darn it, darn it. Okay, I'm going to put this over in this effing side as well. Oh, who'd have thunk that urination. Bobby! I see you, Bobby, over here on this effing site. How you doing, sweetheart? No, I'm not, Sock. I'm still in my jammers. Ah, licking your wounds. Oh, darn it, honey. I was so glad that you're here. Oh. Okay. Let's see. What else do I have? Oh, I need to put this over on Fakey Book. My brothers will have a good time with this one. Yes, they will. Talk about junk science. Or maybe not junk science. I'm sure your foot is not happy, Sock. Darn it all. Don't put a sock on it. Owie, 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 owie. Just a sec. I got it. Real what? Oh, that's true, Sock. I am. That is so true. Yeah. See, leave it to you to think of that, hon. You are a silly man. Silly man. Okay, now I got to read this, what was over on Minds. So, confused? I become confused when I hear the word service used with these agencies. Internal Revenue Service, U.S. Postal Service, Cable TV Service, Civil Service, Federal, State, City, and Public Service, and Customer Service. This is not what I thought service meant. But today I overheard two farmers talking, and one of them said that he'd bought a bull to service his cows. Bam! It all came into focus. Now I understand what those agencies are doing to us. Oh, wait. That's not... Oh... Okay, who put that in the RLM chat? Bless your heart, that is funny. Science of your junk. There you go, Grimmy.
I think one of those posters should be hung at each one of those stations.
Oh my goodness. Let's see, doesn't look like... What? Oh, okay. Oh, what? How can Fudd, no, that's just wrong. How can I be of service? That is just so wrong. Just so wrong. Oh my goodness. Okay, I gotta... Yeah, you know I gotta share this one on Fakey Book. Just because it's like... Oh... Yeah, I have several brothers and brother-in-laws that will find this quite amusing. Oh, thank you to whomever shared that. Did they put it over here on the effing site? Oh, you're doing great, Bobby. How awesome. Are you staying busy, busy, busy? I'm sure you are, hun. Being down there in Texas. And you wanted to get to Colorado, didn't you, hun? You need to get there. You have things to do. Okay. Let's see. We'll do that, yeah. And oh. Oh my goodness. Entirely too funny. Okay. Grinder is Grendel. Hi, Grendel. Hi. Okay, Skittle. Wicked Spawn. Oh, okay. Who is Skittle? I don't remember Skittle. First time I've seen Skittle over in the corner pocket in Florida. Oh, there is Sock. Okay. You guys are nuts. Oh my goodness, that is true, Fudd. Yeah, next time you go to a restaurant and they come up, how may I be of service? Oh God, I will die. Oh. Well, I won't die, but I hope to God I don't pee myself laughing. That will be just entirely too hilarious. Okay. Let's find one more, shall we? Okay, this one is on hardtimes.net or thehardtimes.net. It's a blog by Hannah Boone. Aspiring documentary filmmakers officially overpopulated. It's legal to hunt. Did you know that? I did not. I guess we're going to find out now. The California Film Commission has legalized hunting aspiring documentary filmmakers in order to control their rapidly growing population, effective immediately. This is according to government sources. At this point, we have more documentaries than people who care, said Janet Forrest, the head of the commission. With all the different opinions and theories out there, not to mention fictional movies, Los Angeles is beginning to crack from an overpopulation of fresh takes and big dreams. It needs to get under control. Local residents who see hordes of film school students blocking traffic daily report being regularly stopped on the street for interviews on topics ranging from factory farming to early 80s hip-hop. Los Angeles native Kelly Rander is happy about the new hunting law. I think this is all great news. Catch yourself a director. Mount the head over the mantle. Get a fitted baseball cap for it and show your kids what happens if you go after an art degree, said Rander shortly after running a documentary film crew off her property. Every week I have a new batch on my front lawn, documenting some crap like split-level ranch houses or ant migration, and I've had enough. Dr. Tane Brent, a researcher at Columbia specializing in urban artistic overpopulation, has strongly advocated for the new hunting law. He argued that it is most compassionate way to stem the exploding documentary filmmaker population. There's simply not enough demand for them. They can't all find work and will surely starve, said Dr. Brent. When documentary filmmakers overpopulate, they have a heightened chance for illness. STDs and contagious diseases skyrocket in college dorms and warehouse lofts. Their natural predators, desk jobs, and Republicans are unable to consume this many art students and have them assimilated into the normal workforce. Then begins the endangerment of $8 vegan scones and hummus, which are now consumed at a higher rate than normal. He also added, pointing to a pie chart detailing his findings. As long as we're using every part of a film student after capture, skin, meat, body piercings, keychains, astounding sense of self-importance, really, we are doing everyone a favor. The new law does have its share of detractors, however. Well, for one thing, it is literally murder, said a local sculptor, Barney Durner. I mean, I get it. Having all these people filming about obscure circus dentists is annoying, but it's still murder. Man, I hate when that happens. Somebody actually brings in, facts into something so fun and farcical. Oh. Okay. What all is going on in the RLM chatteroony? Let's see. Oh, protests in St. Louis. Yeah, imagine that. Protests in St. Louis. I haven't really followed enough of that to know what all's going on there. Other than I saw an article about a white police officer shooting a black person and then planting a gun on the black person. So, if that is actually what happened, of course, I saw it on the internet, so it must be true. But if that is actually what happened, then yeah, I can see why people would be extremely pissed. I would understand that. So, let's do that one. I'm just going to do some silly ones now. Oh, wow, and I am just about out of time. Y'all been listening to Grammy's Rocket Chair here on RealLibertyMedia.com, channel 3. Also on the RLM Spreaker channel and lots of other RLM channels, including the RLMradio.xyz site. Thank you all for listening in this evening. I truly do appreciate it on this Freaker Friday that's going to wind up being a Balls to the Wall Friday when Grimmer comes around a little bit later this evening. Because, Moosey actually has a life. And she's going somewhere with a friend who happens to have a birthday, and they're going to go have fun, and she did not invite me. Damn it, all to hell. So I'm going to pout. In any case, Grimmy will be on this evening with the Balls to the Wall. Then tomorrow morning, I will be black. No, I won't. Even my hair isn't that anymore. I will be back tomorrow morning for me, noon Eastern time, for the Dork Table with Flasheroonie Dork, and we will solve all the problems of the world. Just ask us. We will tell you. As far as I know, there is still no Kira with the bridge Saturday afternoon. And no Bo Diddy yet, because he is still down on the Gulf Coast in Texas helping with, he showed some pictures of a place that they are currently gutting and getting ready to do a redo on. Which, yeah, it's looking better. It's looking better, but still got a long ways to go. So Bo Diddy's probably not going to be around tomorrow night either. But Grimner will be on at noon Eastern time on Sunday with the Blues, and hopefully a rousing game of Trivial Pursuit also going in the RLM chat. I will not be around. I will be going with a friend to a granddaughter's birthday party, and we're going to have way too much fun because she'd be 2 years old when Grams goes black. Yeah, Grim. Wow. Yep. That's because I stood underneath the rocket boosters and when they were testing them. Not a pretty sight. Okay, and Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. Is it 3 Eastern Time? Or is it it's 2 for me. So 3 Eastern Time is Hal Anthony with taking you behind the woodshed to open up a can of whoop ass on yo ass. And y'all probably need it. And Hal's got it. He's going to dish it and you just take it. Damn it. Because it's good for you. Also, Sunday evening is Gary L and Gigi's Boo with The Road Less Traveled. So that's always a wonderful time. And then I will be back for the Rocket Chair next week, Wednesday, for the Wackadoodly Wednesday edition. Although you would think from the articles that I did this evening that this one is pretty frickin' wackadoodled itself. Yes, it is. Okay, I am going to check out. Let me see what I've got here. Do I want to look at my bookmarks or do I want to go? I think Weasel Zippers had something earlier this week that I wanted to go to. And, well, let's just check out. Oh, it was after a not guilty verdict. Okay. Now okay. Scrolling. I'm trying to find something on Weasel Zippers, and I'm just not finding anything that's just grabbing my attention and making me go, yeah, I want to read that. So, I'm going to go back and see what else. Let's go to Fark. Fark never lets me down. Under their weird category, Cheetos is opening a restaurant in New York City called The Spotted Cheetah. And it will feature Cheetos-inspired dishes from celebrity chef Anna Burrell, whose hair is also inspired by Cheetos. Oh, we gotta check this shit out. What the hell? Now, if that ain't freaky deaky, I don't know what is. So, would you eat Cheetos meatballs or Cheetos tacos or fried pickles crusted with Cheetos? Okay, that I might try. Or how about cheesecake crusted with, you guessed it, Cheetos? So, if those culinary delights or disasters are something you fancy, you'll have the chance to try them at the new pop-up restaurant from Cheetos, aptly named The Spotted Cheetah. And you know what? Some of those actually do look somewhat appetizing. Cheetos on mac and cheese? Cheetos with a Bloody Mary? No, not Cheeto No, that doesn't look right. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and share this. And I still have a few minutes. Whatever shall I do? I will find more. Wow. Oh, Sock is planting coconut trees. Yay! Yay! That's awesome. Okay, back to Farkles, which is my second favorite F word. Just saying. Under Fark's stupid category. It's still illegal to dance in most bars in New York City. Did you know that? New York City? Everybody cut foot loose, except New York City may repeal the Prohibition-era law banning dancing in most city bars and restaurants. Why did they even have that as a law? Apparently, the officials say that they support getting rid of a nearly century-old law that bans dancing at the majority of the city's bars and restaurants. What the hell? That is crazy. See, that's just another reason why I don't want to go there. Those frickin' people are nuts. Oh, well. Y'all been listening to Grammy's Rocket Chair here on RealLibertyMedia.com. I am going to just go ahead and get the heck out of here because, yeah, that last one just really totally, I got tilt flashing across my forehead. Not bad enough that these people actually have a restaurant framed around Cheetos, but you can't even dance? Wow, they're messed up. Oh well. Y'all have an absolutely phantasmagorical rest of your Freaker Friday. Be sure to stick around and hang out and have a good time with Grimmy at Balls to the Wall later on this evening, and I will catch up with y'all later. But for now, I think I got me some leftovers that I need to go munch on some grundage. So,